Namaste, dear Igraspers. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." In other words, if we want to see a change in someone else's habit, we should lead by example and bring about that change in ourselves first. So let's get ready and always step up. The highlights of today's news capsule are real heroes who helped rescue Air India passengers. Kisan Rail for perishables flagged off. Mahinda Rajapaksa takes oath as Sri Lankan Prime Minister. Mauritius struggles to contain oil spill polluting its seas. Biodegradable shoes to help eradicate tons of plastic waste. New Zealand accepts decision to postpone Women's Cricket World Cup. And a stimulating F2 segment. It's now time to begin with news from India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisted the tricolour on the 74th Independence Day and delivered his 7th consecutive speech from the iconic Red Fort. Some of the key highlights of his speech were the need to become Atmanirbhar, self-reliant and stressed on vocal for local. He asserted that it is the need of the hour for the nation to come together to encourage local businesses and products. He applauded the grit and resilience of the country's frontline workers in fight against COVID-19. The launch of the National Digital Health Mission, under which all Indians would get a unique health ID. The expansion and special training to about 1 lakh new NCC cadets. The acceleration of the optical fiber program to integrate our 6 lakh villages into digital India. Spearheading the advocacy of solar energy, campaigns for reducing pollution levels, and launching Project Lion and Project Dolphin for protecting Asiatic lion and Gangetic dolphin species were some of the other highlights.
As the Air India's Vande Bharat rescue mission express flight IX-1344 from Dubai crash landed at the Kozhikode airport, stories of heroism and humanity emerged. The pilot, Deepak Vasant Sate, and co-pilot, Akhilesh Kumar, have earned posthumous applause for having saved several lives with their quick thinking and sacrificial act. The flight, with 190 people on board, overshot the runway while landing in heavy rains and had fallen into a valley 35 feet below. The local people rushed to rescue passengers despite the airport area falling under the containment zone. Their selfless act has been praised and applauded by myriad sources far and wide. Bravo, bravehearts!
Last week, the first Kisan Rail train was flagged off from Deolali in Maharashtra to Danapur in Bihar. Kisan Rails are special freight trains having refrigerated coaches for transportation of perishable goods, and it is expected to reduce transportation costs by ₹1,000 per ton compared with roadways and reduce travel time by around 15 hours. If all goes as per plan, these trains will surely help in doubling the Indian farmer's income. Now, let's move on to our international segment.
Sri Lanka's former president, the 74-year-old Mahinda Rajapaksa, was sworn in on Sunday as Sri Lanka's new Prime Minister. Did you know, Igraspers, that he has since been elected president twice and has been appointed Prime Minister thrice? Interesting, isn't it?
Mauritius, an island nation off the southeast coast of Africa, declared a state of environmental emergency last week after a grounded ship leaked 1,000 tons of oil into its crystal clear waters off the Indian Ocean. The ship has been leaking fuel into a protected marine park of unspoiled coral reefs, mangrove forests, and endangered species. Ecologists fear the ship could break up, which would cause an even greater leak and damage the island's coastline. Hundreds of volunteers are marshalling along the coastline in a desperate attempt to contain the unprecedented damage caused by the incident. Now for some environmental news.
As you are listening to this news, most of you are probably wearing flip-flops, or more commonly known in India as chappals. Well, as the world's most popular footwear, flip-flops account for a very high percentage of the waste that ends up in landfills, on seashores and in oceans. This problem is truly a worrying one, and scientists at the University of California, San Diego have finally come closer to solving it. The team has succeeded in making slippers from sustainable, consumer-ready and biodegradable materials. Currently, the foams are 52% bio content, but the researchers are confident that this can rise to a full 100%. Imagine, in a few years, even footwear that you wear will be environmentally friendly. Wow, friends, a remarkable achievement by the scientists.
The last fully intact ice shelf in the Canadian Arctic has collapsed, losing more than 40% of its area. The Milne ice shelf at the fringe of the Ellesmere Island was one of the largest remaining intact ice shelves. The Arctic has now been warming up at twice the global rate, as we mentioned in our earlier capsule, for the last 30 years. Igraspers, we really do need to come up with more and more eco-friendly plans for our blue planet.
Igraspers, you all remember the Gaganyaan program, don't you? An indigenous mission that would take Indian astronauts to space. The spacecraft, which is being developed by the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, is expected to be launched in 2022, the year of the 75th anniversary of India's independence. It will be for the first time that India will launch its manned mission to space, and we are happy to report that the 4 Indian Air Force officers who were selected to be part of the Gaganyaan mission have completed their training in Russia on crew actions and are in good health and completely determined to continue with the rest of the training module. Now, for some news from the world of sports.
Since the last few years, Chinese smartphone makers Vivo has been sponsoring one of the largest festivals in India. Not Diwali, friends, the Indian Premier League, more commonly known as the IPL. This year, however, Vivo has backed out as the sponsor, and the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, is expected to invite new sponsors. Let's wait to see who it is. But the wait can't be long, since the IPL, which is going to be held in the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, is only a month away.
Amidst worldwide cutbacks on events due to the coronavirus pandemic, the International Cricket Council, also known as ICC, which is the governing body of all international cricket matches, has decided to cancel the Women's Cricket World Cup for 2020. The World Cup has now been rescheduled until February of 2022. New Zealand said that it was in a position to hold the tournament even next year. However, it has decided to accept the ICC's decision in the interest of safety.
Dear Igraspers, we are delighted to introduce our new segment, Postcard from Rural India. This segment will cover tales of bravery, achievements, hard work, and pure labor from the very interiors of our homeland, India.
Igraspers, today let's get together to know what our peers and the youth of rural India are up to. Let's go to Bundelkhand, the hilly region which is now divided between the states of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Aditya Shivhare is a 12th class student who showcased his prototype of the corona killing bracelet armed with 500 nanometer UV lights that he said could destroy the virus's DNA. Whenever Aditya is disappointed with his work, he is reminded of the example of Sir Thomas Alva Edison, who failed 10,000 times before accomplishing his goal of making a bulb. Aditya funds his inventions with pocket money and competition prize money. He said that he wanted to improve the design of the bracelet and begin its mass production so that India could battle the virus quickly. Aditya's enthusiasm is infectious. His nickname on a social platform is Electro Newton. Aditya dreams of being an entrepreneur scientist one day. And that's a wrap on our first episode of Postcard from Rural India. We'll be back next fortnight with another eye-opening and empowering story.
Riddle of the week is: what can be seen once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? It's the letter M. Which tire does not move left when the vehicle moves left? It's the spare tire.
Can you guess who? Lovingly known as Mother, this nun and missionary founded the Missionaries of Charity to help the hungry, the homeless, the crippled. Basically, all those people who are uncared for throughout society. Clue 2. For her service towards peace and charity, she received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. The final clue? She was risen to the status of a saint in September 2016. Yes, Igraspers, it is Mother Teresa indeed. Did you know that she refused the traditional Nobel Honor Banquet, requesting that the $192,000 budget be given to help the poor of India? She was truly one caring mother.
The word of the week is unprecedented, which means never done or known before. This massive oil leak in the ocean has caused unprecedented damage.
Dear Igraspers, this week let's enter the dreams of Alice and explore her adventures in Wonderland. 7-year-old Alice discovers a strange walking, talking rabbit and follows him into a hole. She lands in a strange magical land where she meets the most curious characters: the Mad Hatter, the Cheshire Cat, and the hookah-smoking caterpillar. She meets an evil Queen of Hearts who is bent on punishing everyone. Is Alice dreaming, or is this all real? Will she be able to help her wondrous friends defeat the Queen? Join this exciting journey and share your feedback about the book on Contact Us at igraasp.com.
Did you know that on the midnight of August 15, 1947, at the exact moment when India became a free country, we had no Prime Minister, President, or even a government? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was sworn in as the first Prime Minister of our country by Lord Mountbatten at 8:30 a.m. the same day. We got our government, president and national anthem only on 26 January 1950, when India became a republic. Igraspers, this year we celebrated our 74th Independence Day, a day born of the struggles and dreams of scores of Indians. Let's keep our heads high, minds focused, and make India the greatest nation in the world. Vande Mataram.
Quiz time! Apart from India, name 2 other countries that celebrate their Independence Day on August 15th. Write your answers to us at contactus@igraasp.com. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Archisha Adhikari of St. Augustine's Day School, Barrackpore, for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
This brings us to the end of our news wrap. Gratitude and attitude are not challenges. They are choices we make every day. Until we meet again, have an attitude of gratitude. be grateful, and stay blessed. See you next week. Namaste.